Now at 6, visitors to Marion Days in Carthage look for ways to stay cool in the extreme heat. Plus, preventative measures from the experts for keeping your AC unit up and running. And officials break ground on a new healthcare expansion and renovation project in southeast Kansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Marion Days is set to begin tomorrow in Carthage, and thousands have already made their way to the city, with some setting up tents and camping out. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. High temps this week could make staying cool and safe difficult, to say the least. KOAM's Anthony Saviello found out what people are doing to beat the heat.
Tents set up as far as the eye can see for Marion Days in Carthage. Thousands already setting up shop before festivities begin.
So I've been here for about a week, so being able to help set up everything has been nice. See how this whole event unfolds. Obviously, there's a lot of work behind it. I'm looking forward to seeing all that come to fruition. See all the people come here and just enjoy the experience here.
However, despite the celebrations, the heat is not letting up.
Colorado is hot, but it's not humid, so it's a whole big shift, you know.
Yeah.
After your showers, you're always feeling really, how do I say it? Just sticky in general, you know. It's horrible.
Most people using hats to fend off the sun's harmful rays. Much of the grounds at the Congregation of the Mother Co-Redemptrix are covered by trees, making shade easily accessible. And with temperatures projected to be in the upper 90s, the shade is essential. Some have also found refuge within the buildings on the campus.
Well, me and my friend John over there, we were just going through the auditoriums, it's just blasting AC in there.
For those who have traveled halfway across the country, the time spent with old friends and creating new ones is worth it.
I think it's great. As a community, the Vietnamese Catholic diaspora, we're very spread out, and the communities that we live in are typically small, but being able to all congregate here and seeing 60,000 of us, we're not alone. There's so many of us here, and it's really beautiful.
Reporting in Carthage, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
This Vietnamese Catholic event is open to everyone. It continues through Sunday. It's going to stay hot for a while. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yes, it definitely is, and it's hot outside right now. Temperatures are sitting into the mid-90s across the region. 95 in Joplin, 95 is where we stand in Pittsburgh. Everybody hot. In fact, we approach 100 once you get out into our western counties. Now, you factor in the humidity, get the wonderful heat index, the way it actually feels to your skin, and you can see triple-digit heat indices across the entire 4-state area. That's why we've been under excessive heat warnings along north of I-44. Heat advisories in effect south of I-44, and we're going to see those continue as we go into Wednesday. Not too much going on here. We're tracking some thunderstorms back across north central parts of Kansas, and some of those will affect us later on tonight. Through the evening, we're dry, 90s, 80s. We bottom out near 80. We do have some rain chances. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
See you soon. The high temperatures put extra strain on air conditioning units. That makes HVAC repair businesses busier than usual during this time of year, you would imagine. KOAM's Melissa Alexis went to an AC repair call in Pittsburgh to learn more.
One of those neck wraps that, you can wet, just to help make it more bearable.
With the high temperatures, it can be difficult to stay cool. But for the Worsley family, the heat is extra difficult because their air conditioner is broken.
It does feel muggy. It just feels like stale air.
I rode along with the Wallace Heating and Air HVAC professionals who are repairing the Worsley family's AC unit.
Ripping out the old system, putting the new system in.
Chris Wallace says it's important to do maintenance on your AC unit before something breaks.
Preventive measures you could take is taking a hose outside and run it over your condenser and make sure those coils on the outside are clean.
He says AC units, like the one right here, are in overdrive during summer months. And ordering a replacement part can take weeks to come in, leaving families struggling in the heat.
With working from home, it can get tiring. I need to obviously look, decent and, feel comfortable sitting at a desk and being on camera. I'm on Zoom meetings.
Wallace says during summer months, their company sees a huge uptick in AC repair calls. He recommends turning your AC down while away from the home for long periods of time.
The more you kick it off and on, it's like a light switch. You're running its value up and down, and then eventually it's going to go out.
He says yearly maintenance checks are important and could help you avoid a lingering problem that could lead to an even more expensive repair. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Wallace also encourages people to clean their AC filter and change it out when necessary. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly visited Independence today to help break ground on an expansion and renovation project at the Labette Health Independence Healthcare Center. The $7.9 million expansion will include a new cancer infusion center, rural health clinic, and patient testing labs. It will also provide upgrades to the emergency department, ultrasound services, and add 17 patient exam rooms. Construction is expected to be complete by June 1st of next year. MoDOT invites the public to weigh in on some potential projects today in Joplin. We have some details for you coming up. Plus, police in Neosho, Missouri respond to a report of a car stuck on railroad tracks. The wait is finally over for a Missouri man who the courts say was wrongfully held behind bars for 34 years. Christopher Dunn walked out of prison yesterday, despite efforts by the Missouri State Attorney General to keep him locked up. A judge overturned Dunn's murder conviction earlier this month and ordered his immediate release. But the State Attorney General appealed to try to keep Dunn behind bars. Dunn's release came after the state Supreme Court ruled the Department of Corrections did not have the right to keep Dunn jailed because he no longer had a conviction on his record. Authorities in Neosho are investigating a collision between a train and a car. Now, the report came in around 9:30 last night. Officers arrived on the scene to find a car stuck on the railroad tracks just east of Broadway, and the train was approaching. The driver of the car managed to exit the vehicle safely as the train then struck the car, spinning it around off the side of the tracks. There are no injuries. No other passengers were in the car. The rail company is also investigating that crash. Joplin authorities are investigating a two-vehicle crash that happened on 32nd and Texas Avenue last night. One of the vehicles turned onto 32nd Street and was struck by an eastbound car. An older man was transported to Freeman West with severe injuries. MoDOT invited the public to a meeting concerning needs in the region. The meeting took place today at the Public Safety Training Facility in Joplin. MoDOT asked the public to weigh in on the list of needs from around the state and provide feedback to help establish future funding priorities. MoDOT officials say this is an annual process.
If there's a concern, again, we do this every year, so there's a time every year we're updating priorities, updating our identification of what needs to be done, and so new needs can come onto the list in a subsequent year.
Comments can be submitted through August 23rd using the comment form we've provided on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. A little later, some local kids host a cool way to beat the heat and raise some funds for a cool cause.
Plus another extremely hot day for your Thursday. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, super hot, super humid outside for us once again today. Temperatures upper 90s to near 100 degrees, and those heat indices about 105 to 112, depending on where you live. Nice shot, though, of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam. We are looking downtown Joplin through the northeast, through downtown. 94 in Carthage, 93 in Cassville, 97 in Bonita. Chanute is checking in at 100. It's 101 in Yates Center. Let's go outside. Here's 7th and Rangeline, currently sitting at 95. South winds at about 15, but gusts have been higher than that, upwards of about 25-ish throughout the afternoon. Plus, our humidity is high. Look at our dew point sitting low to mid 70s. So if we look at our scale, that puts us into that muggy to soupy range, and that's where we're going to sit once again as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. So still outside, heat indices 110 at Stockton, Anderson 105, 108 in Grove, 107 in Commerce. Feels like 106 in Parsons, 109 in Independence, Kansas. Through the evening, slip back through the 90s, 80s, but we only bottom out right around 80 degrees later on tonight. Southerly winds makes it feel a little bit better out there. South winds at about 10 to 15. Those are going to back down as well. Excessive heat warning in effect along the north of I-44. Heat advisory south of I-44. The heat advisories will stick around once again as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. Not a whole bunch going on here. You can see the thunderstorms up across northern Kansas and the eastern parts of Nebraska. Quite a bit of severe weather. These are actually going to head toward us later on tonight, but kind of fall apart. We have big dome of high pressure to our south, so these weak waves kind of rotate on the north side of that ridge, giving us at least some chances for a little bit of rain. Let's go through tonight. Here's that line of storms. So trying to get into our northern counties, Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Fort Scott, Nevada. You guys may see a few showers as they skirt across our northern counties through the night. By morning, partly sunny skies, heating up quickly, lower 90s by noon. Some hit and miss storms popping up along a cold front that slides south as we go through the day, but I still think most of us 98, 99 degrees for a high. Tomorrow night, some hit and miss storms, but in our southern counties that will be out there tomorrow night into Friday morning. Friday's still hot, but on the north side of a cold front, a little bit better. Highs mainly into low to mid 90s by Friday afternoon. 79 in the morning, 92 by noon. High temp, 99 degrees. Heat indices are going to be up there once again, 105 to about 112 by tomorrow afternoon. And then on Friday, they back down a bit. Heat indices are mainly going to be into the mid to upper 90s, so it'll feel at least a little bit better as we get into Friday. Saturday, mid 90s. Sunday, we creep back up into the upper 90s, and then triple-digit heat returns again as we go through next week. Alert day tomorrow due to those high heat indices. 94 Friday, 93 Saturday, 96 on Sunday. Triple-digit heat again next week.
I suspect most people who get some of those random storms will be very glad to see the precipitation. Thanks, Doug. Hey, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's free. You'll find it in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. Just search for KOAM News app. Crawford County Fair kicked off today in Girard, Kansas. The fair promises really something for everyone of all ages. Visitors will enjoy nightly live music, a rodeo, mutton busting, animal judging, barnyard Olympics, a lot more. Fair also provides plenty of displays, including one on canning and food preservation.
Canning has changed a little bit over the years. From the types of equipment, we have more modern equipment that you can use between pressure cookers, but still some of the old ways of canning with the water baths with specific things can be used. So it really depends on the person and the direction you want to use to do food preservation.
The Crawford County Fair runs through Saturday. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws begin their final homestand of the regular season, and the Riverton 12U All-Stars head to the regional tournament in Indiana. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next.
The Joplin Outlaws return home to Joe Becker Stadium this evening after a road trip where they won 3 and lost 3. Tonight begins their final homestand of the regular season. It's First Responders Night at Joe Becker Stadium. The Outlaws taking on the Texarkana Rhinos, who they beat twice last night in Texarkana. Joplin Sports Hall of Famer Bob Turner is throwing out the first pitch. We'll have all the highlights for you tonight at 9 on Fox 14, then at 10 right here on KOAM. Early this morning, the Riverton 12U All-Stars load up into their cars and begin the trip to Whitestown, Indiana to participate in the Little League Regional Championship. They'll be facing the state champs from Iowa in their first round game on Friday afternoon and are excited at the opportunity to play on national television.
I grew up liking to watch the Royals play. I batted a lot with my dad, and I love hitting. It's one of my favorite things about baseball, and I just love being on this team.
The Cardinals and Royals both play this afternoon. Kansas City is in Chicago, taking on the White Sox for the final time this season. Now, they've had a ton of success against their division rival and try to finish off a series sweep today. And Freddie Fermin adds to that lead. He hammers this pitch deep to left, makes it 3-0 Royals with that 2-run homer. We go ahead into the 5th. Salvador Perez comes up to the plate and he hits this one into left center. That stretches to the wall and falls there. It's an RBI double. Kansas City now leads 5-3 to the 9th. Royals lead by 3. Bobby Witt Jr. gets the inning started with an infield single. That is another multi-hit game for him. Next batter, Vinny Pasquantino, and this ball had no chance of staying in the park. 2-run homer, it's 8-3 Royals. They would add 2 more later in the inning. Now the White Sox entered the day with a 16-game losing streak. The Royals turned that into 17. They dominate on the road, final score 10-3. Over to the Cardinals. Rookie pitcher Michael McGreevy making his MLB debut. Cardinals trying to win the series against Texas. Second inning, he strikes out Nathaniel Lowe swinging. Then the third, he gets Travis Jankowski. Later in the 4th, Marcus Semien goes down looking. McGreevy goes 7 innings, allowing 1 run and finishes with 3 strikeouts. In the 5th, Alec Burleson hits one off Andrew Heaney. That drops in for a single. 2 runs are going to score. 3 batters later, Tommy Pham, who the Cards just got back at the deadline, lines one deep. That rolls to the wall. That's a double. 2 more runs score. Next batter, Brendan Donovan, and he drives one up the middle. That's a single. That's another RBI. Pham comes in to score. Rangers have to go to the bullpen before the 5th for the 2nd night in a row. Cardinals win it 10-1. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. We're going to have more on the kickoff of the Crawford County Fair, plus how some young area athletes are battling the heat to train for the upcoming season, and lawmakers propose a bill aimed at lowering the cost of childcare. Those stories, a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Some kids in Pittsburgh have a big idea for staying cool and helping others. Nana's House played host to a grand kid-operated lemonade stand today, and they raked in some bucks. What made the event even sweeter was the kids' decision to donate the money raised to St. Jude's Children's Hospital and some local fundraisers for kids in need.
It sounded fun, and I did it at daycare once, and I thought it was really fun. I just like helping people, and I feel like it makes me a kind person.
You are definitely a kind person, Bryn. According to Nana, Nana, also known as Karen Thomas, the kids raised $156 for St. Jude's, and they would gladly take more donations, and I'm sure people will be very glad to support them.
Absolutely,
Nice
good for them.
Good day for lemonade, Doug.
Yeah, stay hydrated and stay hydrated again tomorrow. Another alert day. High temp at 99 degrees, high heat indices. Hair cooler heading into the weekend.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.